North of Malifaux City, there's a large and dangerous landscape. Immediately outside of the city is an area called the Footprints that's characterized by large and dry canyons shaped by long extinct rivers that branch off of each other and create the appearance of giant toes. The lack of accessible water and the presence of carnivorous plants makes this area particularly dangerous and difficult to navigate. Luckily, there are several rail bridges that cross the canyons and can provide safe passage to the north as long as the bandits don't get you. Past the Footprints and occupying most of this region are the Northern Hills. As the name would suggest, it's comprised of rolling hills that stretch off for miles in any direction, and their monotonous repetition makes it easy to lose your way when traveling here. The dense reddish-brown dirt doesn't absorb water well, which makes the whole area prone to flash flooding and makes it hard for any dense vegetation to grow. Underground, there's a series of caves that are often submerged by the floodwaters and are so vast and labyrinthine that no one has mapped them. The Northern Hills are inhabited by all manner of wildlife, from the mundane all the way to some of the more dangerous in Malifaux. These include the mole men, who are actually the creations of the Arcanists, and are known to be very aggressive, but also dangerous for the sinkholes they create. But the thing that draws people to the Northern Hills is the presence of many Soulstone mines. Ever since Soulstones were discovered, people have been clamoring for the valuable gems, and mining towns have popped up all over the Northern Hills. The Guild tries to exert their power over these operations, and while they control the Soulstone supply, the areas of the north are the true seat of power for the Arcanists and the Union. At about the midway point between Malifaux City and the northern peaks, you'll find the town of Ridley. It was once a transport and trade hub, and has turned into a fairly large city that sits on top of a plateau. It has its own independent government, run by members of the Miners and Steamfitters Union, though law enforcement is still handled by the Guild. The city is laid out in districts that surround the rail line that runs through the center, and the further you get away from the railroad, the poorer the neighborhoods get. You can find everything from heavy industry and artisans down to the poorest slums. To the east of Ridley is the Hollow Point Pumping Station. This facility was the brainchild of Dr. Victor Ramos, who built it to pump water out of the mines and make them safer for the workers. It's located along the Frost Run, a river that separates the bayou from the Northern Hills, and as a result of its presence, the whole area is much more fertile. The food that's grown here feeds the entire city of Ridley, though the presence of razor spine rattlers and the occasional gremlin raid can sometimes be a nuisance. In addition to their official operations, the Hollow Point Pumping Station is also a popular location for the Arcanists to do their work. Victor Ramos once used it as his base of operations, and their presence was the reason that the train runs from there to Ridley. North of the Hollow Point Pumping Station is Hollow Marsh, which is the location of the Delta 6 site. This is one of the largest Soulstone mines ever found, and it looks more like an open quarry than a typical underground mine, where Soulstones are usually found. The presence of such a rich vein of Soulstones has made a lot of profit for both the Guild and the MNSU. Bordering the Northern Hills are the Ten Peaks mountain range and the Slate Ridge Mountains that jut out to the south. The town of Promise is located at the foot of the Ten Peaks, and is unusual in that it seems quite prosperous, in spite of the lack of any particular explanation for the wealth. In reality, Promise is a town established by the Ten Thunders that sits not far from their hidden breach that leads from Malifaux back to mainland China. They'd been using this portal to smuggle Soulstones back to Earth since before most people knew of their existence. Most of the people who live in the Northern Hills live in small, tight-knit communities who believe in cooperation and fighting for their mutual survival. The same cannot be said for the mountain folk, as the people who inhabit the hostile mountains have become brutal and almost feral. Worst among them are the Cult of December, a group of cannibals who commune with the tyrant known as December. December calls to people from all over Malifaux and lures them to the icy north. There, his followers have constructed a large temple made out of ice and snow that they use as their base of operations. They are led by a woman named Rasputina, the Winter Witch, who is willing to do anything to get what she wants. She's allied herself with the Arcanists to gain access to their resources and to help her fight off the influence of the tyrant December and allow her to maintain her control of the cult and her own mind. One of the settlements in the mountains, known as Windblown, is a moving village. Its people are known to be skilled hunters, subsisting almost entirely on game, and occasionally coming down out of the mountains to hunt. They prefer to hunt larger game, as these hunts are more dangerous and will leave fewer of their own number to share in the spoils. They pride themselves on their ability to survive above all else. Near the base of Slate Ridge is the town of Ampersand, a place that the Guild has sought out for a long time, but to no avail. This settlement is populated by rogue constructs who have rebelled against their owners and have sought out the freedom to live under machine law. Past Slate Ridge to the west are the Far Peaks, and the place where the Northern Hills meets the Knotwoods. This is where the Fortune River runs down and back into Malifaux City, running through its center and then off towards the bayou. If you want to learn more about what can be found inside and outside the city of Malifaux, then check out the other short videos that I did along the lines of this one. Don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and check out all the important links in the description below. And I want to send a huge shout out to the extremely cool kids tier on Patreon, the Steam House Scoundrels, Dogmatize, Devin, Spanner Rider, Rob Younts, and Dynat. And thanks for watching.